2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And the player introductions are wrapped up. The starting. Welcome and good evening. We welcome you to our Monday. And a look at the status here of both teams' injured players and who will not be in the lineup.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
Here are the five for the Clippers. Paul George is out there with Reggie Jackson. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's man in at the small forward. And for the Nets, we've got Irving. Durant is out there with Jordan. Then it's Harden. And it's Harris in at the 3 spot.
And as expected, Kevin Durant sitting out all of last season, recovering from the Achilles injury. Glad to see him back on the floor.
I agree with you, and it was absolutely a no-brainer for Kevin to sit out the season. That type of injury, you give it all the time you need, and the Nets knew that. They knew when the deal was done that he was going to most likely miss the season. And yet, they did the right thing, and when you have a guy like KD, you want to make sure you're not rushing him back. You want him fully ready when it's time for him to go. Knifing through the defense like warm butter on a biscuit. Irving knows how to get to the rim.
George against Harden. George, no good.
3 misses to start the game, still trying to break the seal on that hoop.
Harden the pass to Durant. And the rejection by Zubac. 20 feet out. And a little luck that time, but it drops.
Whatever the defense gives, that's what he takes. A sign of a skilled offensive player.
The kick out to Irving. About a minute and a half through the first quarter. Lobbed up there for Durant. Harris outside. Out of bounds. Next ball as Brooklyn keeps possession.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Clearly a careless pass. He got away with one there.
Clock at 6. Left side, KD.
Yeah, he's got those Inspector Gadget arms. I mean, they go on forever. Durant a threat on the offensive glass, too.
The Clippers have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Jackson dishes to Leonard. Jackson kicks to Leonard. That shot, no good. Good work defensively by KD.
You know, right now they're just 1 for 5. Rough start so far.
And the dunk by Jordan.
Yeah, you got to respect the athletic reach of Jordan now. Throw it up, and he will bash in the alley-oop.
George against Harden. Outside Leonard. It's tipped. Pass to Zubac. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Well, the superstar players always get the headlines, but you need more great role players, it seems, as you look at the history of champions, to win. So that being said, Greg, what kind of role players do you look for?
Out of bounds.
You know, Kevin, it starts on your best player, and I think you go from there. Obviously, in today's game, spot-up shooting is critically important, and then you got to factor in versatility. You need guys that can guard multiple positions, that give you some rim protection, but obviously that can also shoot the basketball. And I think it's critical having that instant offense guy coming off the bench as well to when your team's in a bit of a funk, somebody you can trust to kind of light a fire.
Good point. Here's Morris outside for Rondo. Cousins, the pass to Batum. Back to Cousins, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, You really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Now here's Griffin. Outside Irving. Over Beverly. And again, it's the Nets missing.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
How about that? Cousins throwing it down on the alley-oop. Go ahead, big fella.
Here's Irving following the basket by DeMarcus Cousins. Irving drives in, up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
Pass to Cousins. Over in the corner, Batum. Back to Cousins. Count it. And it's 6 points here for Cousins.
Cousins imposing his will that time against pretty good defense.
There's 21 seconds left in the first. Beverly against Irving. To the paint. It's stolen by Morris. Oh, Morris in position. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Love the unselfishness of Beverly. I mean, when he sees his teammate wide open, he quickly gets him the ball.
Kennard with the ball. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Clippers lead by 2. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when...
this game, it's
Greg, this. It takes time mentally for the game to slow down.
It's a great point. This is why most championship teams are laden with seasoned veterans. You can't rush experience. It happens at its own pace.
And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
Showing a lot of confidence in their rotation. They went right to that bench when they needed points.
And when the bench is playing such a big role early, that certainly allows the starters to stay fresh throughout the game.
Green is out there with Joe Harris. Then there's Brown. Then it's Kyrie Irving. And it's Claxton in at the 5 down low. That's the Nets 5 as we get into the second quarter. Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Jordan, he's checked in for Green. Kevin Durant comes in for Joe Harris. And it's James Harden in for Kyrie Irving. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Here's KD. And the jam by Kevin Durant.
Boy, with that long reach of his, so easy for KD to throw it down.
Now Beverly. No points in the game yet for him. Cousins finds Batum. Unloads from 13. No good on that one. And it's the Nets taking it the other way. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Here's Harden. The dunk and the foul. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Here's Harden. That shot off. George with the defensive effort. Now the Clippers moving it up. Here's Leonard, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Now it's a 4-point Los Angeles lead. Outside Durant. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far.
Well, that dribble gives KD the momentum he needs, and you can see his teammates already loading up with smiles as he explodes to the cup.
Jackson kicks to Zubac. George against Brown, and the shot is long. The Nets have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Claxton no good. And Los Angeles guys shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far.
And it's good to see George concentrate on getting the ball to the open man. Excellent floor awareness.
2 minutes.
Harden scanning the floor. And Harden with the stuff.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points.
Hey, guys, I know I'm stating the obvious here, but those could be an important 2 points considering how close this game is.
And taken away by Brown. And here we go. Harden heading to the hoop. And that's an intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Blake Griffin comes in for Nicholas Claxton. And it's Kyrie Irving in for Bruce Brown. Outside Rondo. And he makes good on the layup. And the Clippers lead by 2.
Yeah, Rondo really knows how to maneuver his body, contorted in an effort to draw fouls, and so effective with that.
It's Harden with the drive. Goes back up. Left side, Jordan. Rondo with the steal. On the wing, George. Defended by Griffin. And it's Paul George with the finish.
And you know what? For me, these dunks show exactly how great an athlete George is. I mean, sometimes you're surprised that the basket doesn't come down with the force he punches it with.
Here's Irving. And it's the Clippers with the rebound.
Well, he's much better than that. Really no excuse for missing that lay-in.
The shot by George, wide open. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. And now a 7-point Clipper lead. Harden outside. There's 18 seconds left in the first half. Oh, Leonard in position. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Seeing George spread the wealth and picking up the assist, I think he's a better player when he's sharing the ball like that.
Here's Harden. Lays it up off the glass. Harden's got 6 points in the quarter.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
And all right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarters.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, a pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. Their field goal percentage was a...
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot out of him.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. They've got Kennard. Morris is out there with Batum. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins, and it's Beverly in at the point guard position.
And, you know, over time, Harden has really mastered the pump fake. Amazing watching him continue to trick the defense time and time again.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers.
Making it look effortless. Send this guy to the stripe. He's going to cash in more than not.
Now, here is George. He has 5. Now the passion in New York as a pro sports city grade is unquestioned. Talk about the pros and cons, though, of being a player in New York.
You know, the opportunity personally and professionally is immense, no doubt about it, but so is the media scrutiny. It can be very intense, and the fanaticism does make it hard to live a normal existence, and I think the guys who embrace being in a city like New York are the ones that typically are able to perform at the highest level.
So you can either thrive because of it or wilt because of it. Just kind of what your personal preference is.
You called it, partner, and I have seen it happen both ways.
Oh, I bet. And that one's good. Leonard.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
On the wing, Harden. Inside, Jordan. And the rejection by Zubats. Harden finds Jordan. And now running up the court. Leonard pushing it up. Jackson misses. Nets trail by 7. Here's Harden. And he goes right over Paul George and slams it down.
And Harden, an absolutely vicious dunker. Terrific at bouncing towards the rim for the epic throwdown.
Well, you can be the judge of if it's fair or not, but Kyrie Irving has earned himself the reputation of being moody, to say the least.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes that sword cuts both ways. Sometimes it's the players, sometimes it's the media, and the media's perception. It's a combination of the two. Clearly, Kyrie can sometimes go off on tangents and come from left field in interviews. I mean, he's not the only player, present or past, that's been guilty of that. One thing you can't deny, though, is this guy loves the game. And it's a matter of continuing to mature and grow as a leader. So I say give him more time, and he'll refine himself in that area.
The pass to man. Just 5 on the clock. Outside, George lets it fly. Misses off the right iron. Nets have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. And there's the whistle, called a clear path foul there. Yep, and he'll shoot 2 at the line. He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the game right here.
And when you shoot 86 from the line like he did last season, you usually cash in on those opportunities.
Yeah, that's a great asset to have, guys, for any team. Coming down the stretch in close games, you've got a guy who's confident and very good at the line. When he steps up there, you feel good about it.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Jordan. Green comes in for Kevin Durant. And it's Brown in for Irving. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. Their offense has been great here.
Yeah, the ball movement has been terrific, and they've kept the defense off balance.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Harris reads these situations so well and knows exactly when to attack the defense.
Brooklyn shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And that one falls, and that puts them up by 1 point. And so Cousins will bring it up for the Clippers. Beverly up top, guarded by Harden. Cousins, no good, unable to end this run.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch, and the game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch.
Up again. Great positioning on the putback.
Yeah, you know, Cousins, I think, is sometimes underrated as an offensive rebounder. That guy can get some putbacks for you.
Harden dishes to Brown. On the wing, Harris. Stolen by Beverly. To the paint. Morris kicks to Cousins. That's a 2 from Kennard. Harden against Batum. Count that one. And now it's a 3-point Los Angeles lead.
You know, he's become more perimeter-oriented over time, but Nick Batum more than capable of scoring inside.
Here is Harden. 14 points for him. They kick it out to Green. And the whistle blows, and it's going to be an over-the-back call here.
He must have thought he was a jungle gym the way he was climbing all over his back. Easy call.
Yeah, that's a good one there, man. I tell you, I appreciate the effort, but he overdid it just a bit there. He needed to get called for the foul.
That one drops for him.
You know, with Rondo's tenure in the league, he's been around now for over a decade and a half. He continues to give you flashes of that burst.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Clippers lead by 5. Live from Brooklyn, New York, you're watching 2K Sports. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Terrific versatility coming from a big man. Not something that the majority of big guys possess.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. We've got Green. Irving is out there with Harden. Then it's Joe Harris. And it's Claxton in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Batum finds Beverly. Takes a 3. And Batum is good for 3. And the Clippers lead by 8.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
And, you know, they need to stay aggressive here. Build the lead up while they've got the chance. Don't waste this opportunity.
It's Harden with the drive and the jam by Harden.
Ferociousness from Harden, looking like he wants to tear the rim off.
And here's Beverly. High post Cousins. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That is his first foul of the game. Durant's checked in for Harris. We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Kennard for 3. It's hauled in by Claxton.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
And guys, I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is to get the 2 points, not necessarily the dramatic.
Oh, come on. He had to go for that, didn't he? My goodness.
Now, I can't fault the guy for adding a little flavor to things. I'm fine. Even if he'd have missed it, I don't mind them taking a chance to spruce it up a little bit.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Jordan's checked in. Nets trail by 4. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That'll be his second foul of the game. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the 4th. Irving with the ball. Jordan finds Irving to the inside. Here's Green.
Well, that long reach of Paul George's really bothers shooters. He is one of the best two-way players we have in the association.
Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
Irving attacking, and that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his third foul of the game. And Brooklyn has possession. They trail by 6. It's Durant on the wing. He's covered by Leonard. And then Durant with the jam.
KD's aggressive streak coming out on that play. He can mix it up with the big guys when he needs to.
Jackson passes to Zubac. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's foul number 2 for him. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the 4th. And that one is good from Zubac.
Check out the vision from Jackson. Doesn't have to make the flashy play, just wants to make the right play.
Harden against George. Jordan. And slam dunk by Jordan.
Hey, that's why you want an experienced veteran like DeAndre Jordan. That's a huge hoop from him.
George looking around. He kicks it to Jackson. George against Harden. And it's James Harden with the rebound. Harden's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Irving with a clean look. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan.
Kyrie, not a bad answer. He'll give you the needed hoop when you need it most.
George dishes to Leonard. 1:32 left to play here in the 4th. And it's blocked by Jordan. And here comes Harden, leading the fast break. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a 3-point play. That one on George.
How good is that? Harden commanding the ball in these moments. Loves stepping up at crucial times.
Harris is checked in for Brooklyn. Now the free throw is good. Now leading by 1.
And he doesn't let the pressure get to him. Cool and confident from the line.
Jackson against Irving. And the dunk by Jackson.
The quickness of Reggie Jackson, terrific. Superb at slicing apart the defense with his drive to the rack.
Right side, Jordan. Leonard with the steal. Now the Clippers moving it up. Leonard with the ball. The 3 from George. The shot that time, not on target. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Irving passes to KD. And the rejection by Leonard. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. George has got the ball. Clippers moving the ball around. Outside Leonard. Good!
Boy, and just look at what Leonard is doing.
This could be a turning point.
Critical possession right here.
29 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Oh, wow, a huge basket to tie the game.
Somebody lit a fire under Kevin Durant.
Now Jackson. Leonard draws the double. Jackson finds George. And here's Leonard. 4 on the clock. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. And foul call. Looks like they had a clear path to the basket. He'll be shooting 2 free throws. And they'll retain possession. He knocks down the clutch free throw.
I don't know if there's a player in the league that has better handles than Kyrie Irving. As a matter of fact, his handles are as good as any I've seen in the history of the game. Smooth, crafty, cunning.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. Dave?
Well, guys, I'm very familiar with...
He's certainly come a long way, D.A. Thanks. Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Brown out there with Harden. Then there's Griffin. Then it's Jordan. And it's Durant in at the 3 spot. And for the Trailblazers, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson out there with Robert Covington. And it's Nurkic in at the 5 spot. Now here's Griffin. At the top of the key, Durant. Shoots over Hollis-Jefferson. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Some of the best in the game go at it here tonight, Chris. What an incredible guard matchup we have here in this one.
Oh, Kevin, there are some all-time greats playing at the guard spots these days. It will be a fun matchup to watch.
McCollum against Brown. Covington kicks to McCollum. For the 3. He can't get that one to fall. Some solid defense from Brown. KD looking around. And it's blocked. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. Here's Hollis-Jefferson. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake.
He usually takes advantage of D like that. Should have been a simple layup.
The Nets on offense. Left side, KD. That one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
This just in. Durant is special. I mean, how easy the offensive end comes from.
Lillard against Harden. Lillard dishes to Nurkic. Kicks it out to Lillard. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. The Nets have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Outside Durant. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Brown finds Harden. Down low, the shake. Griffin hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D.
It's easy to see how Harden's been the league's top assist man before. I mean, he makes the special feeds.
And Blake Griffin, the combination of power and agility, that guy is a handful inside.
Yeah, Jay, he can finish with either hand. He favors that right block, and he's got an array of moves down there to keep you guessing.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
Now here's Durant. Back to Harden. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Hollis Jefferson with it. Guarded now by Durant. Here's Lillard. Here's Covington. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
It's easy to admire Covington. Even when the defense gets rough with him, he stays with him.
And the Trailblazers making a change here. Anthony's checked in. And a new group in for the Nets. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Green comes in for Blake Griffin. Joe Harris is checked in for Kevin Durant. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for James Harden. Now here is Irving. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Well, here's the thing. Irving draws so much attention from the defense. I mean, there's always a guy left wide open.
Lillard, the pass to Covington. Back to Lillard. Over Irving. And that one goes long. Brooklyn leading by 3. Out to Harris. Nets passing it around. Here's Claxton. Good D by Covington. And Nicholas Claxton gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic. Giles comes in for Robert Covington. Powell, he's checked in for McCollum. And it's Simons in for Lillard. Now here's Powell. And he banks in the layup.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
Irving with it. Brown outside. Back to Irving. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
And the feel Irving has for the mid-range game, effective at working this area of the court.
Now here's Anthony. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Back to Giles. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
And when he rises up, he knows he's probably going to get a clean look. It's a matter of executing.
Oh, yeah. It's got to be nice to have that combination of height and skill. You know you can get your shot off pretty much against anyone.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
And here is Powell. To the left side wing. Simons, the pass to Kanter. Here's Giles. With 4 seconds on the clock, misses the layup.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
And still a close game as the first. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And from Brooklyn guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
Well, yeah, this is their preferred pace, and it's gotten them out to an early lead.
So for Brooklyn now, Green is out there with Harris. Then there's Brown. Then it's Kyrie Irving. And it's Claxton in at the 5.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Harris, good.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
And drafted 42nd back in 2018 out of Miami, Bruce Brown has shown himself to be a rugged two-way guard.
Yeah, he's a second-round steal. GA, he competes at the defensive end of the floor, and his shooting numbers are trending in the right direction.
Here's Claxton. Brown outside. Here's Irving. And again, it's Brooklyn converting.
All Irving needs is a little room to fire. Once the screen comes his way, he's going to school the defense.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And the basket by McCollum.
One of the few guys in the league who make a lead pass like that. Oh, just a fantastic look.
Irving passes to Claxton. Back to Irving. Stolen by McCollum. And here comes the break. Here's Cantor. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Oh, I love to see the bigs who run the floor on fast breaks. Cantor typically plays with a high activity level.
And so it's Harris who will bring it up for the Nets. 3-point lead. It's Brown on the wing. Back to Irving. Harris outside. 6 to shoot. A three-pointer off the mark. The Trailblazers have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Jones dishes to Cantor. Kicks it out to Jones. Here's Simons. He's covered by Irving. Cantor's shot is off. Brooklyn leading by 3. Brown inside. He is guarded by McCollum. And there's Brown. That's good on the assist from Harris.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And a wide open look for McCollum. Kept alive. Second chance shot. It's blocked. It's Brown with the drive over McCollum. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It goes on C.J. McCollum.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Norkic checked in for Cantor. Robert Covington comes in for Carmelo Anthony. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Derek Jones. And it's Damian Lillard in for Anthony Simons. And a new group in for the Nets. Jordan, he's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Griffin comes in for Jeff Green. Kevin Durant's checked in for Joe Harris. And James Harden has subbed in for Kyrie Irving.
Respect the leaping ability of Lillard or you'll get dunked on.
Outside, KD. And then Durant with the jam.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. Now here's Lillard. Back to McCollum from the arc. No good for the 5th time from the floor this game. He's made 2 shots.
His field goal percentage has dipped this.
Oh! That is just nasty.
No. The athleticism on that finish.
No.
Here's Lillard. He dishes it to Nurkic. McCollum outside. Pass to Lillard. Shoots over Brown. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Well, a big reason Nurkic impacts games is for that ability right there, staying active on the glass at both ends, converting the second chances.
Now here's Brown, and stolen by Lillard. And the foul on Harden. That is his first foul of the game. Little, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. And Lillard gets double-teamed. Pass to Nurkic. Now Hollis Jefferson. Nurkic in the post. Griffin's there. That one's good, and the Brooklyn lead is cut to just 5 points on the basket from Nurkic. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Passes it to Durant. And there's the pass to Griffin. The shot comes out. Good D by Covington. Little passes to Hollis Jefferson. Durant with the steal. Back to Hollis Jefferson. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a... Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, Beth. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. The largest lead they had was 6 in the... Thanks for joining us.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game that's been so far. We've seen Kevin Durant really having a great game.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Yeah, working the ball, getting clean, quality looks. I mean, just efficient basketball through and through.
The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Hollis Jefferson, and it's Nurkic in at the center. That's the group on the floor for Portland. And McCollum on the floor, all business. Off the court, he's a very outspoken player, very colorful guy. And Greg, you were saying you see a future in media for him when he stops playing.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, McCollum spoke up quickly about the seriousness of the virus when they were playing. He's very knowledgeable and shares what's on his mind. A media position after he's done playing is a very real possibility if he chooses to.
And the jam by Harden.
Oh, just spectacular in the open floor. When Harden's coming downhill, you're at his mercy.
Trailblazers trail by 9. And Lillard kicks to Nurkic. McCollum deciding where to go with it. Just 5 to shoot. Lillard the pass to Nurkic. And stolen by Jordan. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Harden outside. Left side, Griffin. Drops in the layup for 2. And now an 11-point Nets lead.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Harden against Lillard. Dishes it to McCollum. Durant with the steal. And here comes Harden, leading the fast break. And Harden with the stuff.
The athleticism Harden possesses is scary. I mean, he's constantly driving toward the basket for these dunks.
Here's McCollum. To the middle. Lillard outside. The dish now to Nurkic. Shot clock at 6. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. And Lillard gets it to go. Greg, we know the names of the superstars, but there are players that are just under that category who probably should get a little more recognition.
Hey, Kevin, that's a great point, and I'm going to toot my alma mater's horn a little bit. Christian Wood's a guy that kind of reminds me of that. He's kind of on the come up. How about Devontae Graham, the second rounder back in 2018, but he's showing to be an established young talent in this league, and there are many more guys like that, and they're going to have their opportunity to become household names.
Look, he's always a league leader in free throw attempts. I mean, Harden, he's so shifty, so strong, and he can beat you from any spot on the floor.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Cantor checked in for Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Derek Jones, he's checked in for Rondé Hollis Jefferson. And it's Simons in for C.J. McCollum.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Harden, no good. Trailblazers trail by 13. Here's Anthony. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Anthony's got his first bucket in this one.
And love the muscle Anthony brings to the 3 spot. Takes pride in outworking everyone when he's that deep inside.
Now, here is Irving. He has 6. Harden, the kick out to Irving. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. And again, no good by Brooklyn. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
At the line for 2.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Griffin comes in for Nicholas Claxton. And Durant subbed in for Kyrie Irving. To the wing right side. Puts one up from 19. And he can't bank that one in.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Green passes to KD. Back to Green. Nails the baby hook. And the Nets lead by 15.
And you can't leave someone open around Durant. He keeps his eyes up, makes a play for his teammate.
Lillard looking around. And Jones has it in the corner. Cantor dishes to Anthony. And he converts the layup. Anthony's got 4 this quarter.
Well, this is the kind of ball movement they want to get from Cantor. Scan the floor, and when you spot the open man, get it to him.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, it's also called making a good read, understanding where everyone is and taking full advantage. Fantastic.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. So for Brooklyn now, Durant is out there with Green. Then it's Harden. Then there's Brown. And it's Griffin in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And it's Norman Powell with the foul. That's his first foul. C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for Anferny Simons. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Irving's checked in. Puts it up from 15. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Cantor's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Pass to Powell. Back to Cantor. And he uses the glass on the layup.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. Now Irving. There's the lob to Brown. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it.
That's just a needless giveaway. You got to make the defense work for their turnovers.
A different look now for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic comes in for Cantor. Hollis Jefferson subbed in for Anthony. McCollum outside. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Shot clock at 5. They get a hand on it, and stolen by Kyrie Irving. He feeds it to Green. Back to Irving. Out to KD. 6 on the shot clock. Oh, in the jam by Durant.
That's how you get your boys on the bench going crazy. What an incredible dunk by Durant, who never ceases to amaze me.
Now here's McCollum. Down low. And finished off by Nurkic.
He's been as dependable as he always is. He can't do it all by himself.
Irving with the ball. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Durant in the corner. Shoots over Hollis Jefferson. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That's foul number 2 for him. Jordan, he's checked in for the Nets. James Harden comes in for Kyrie Irving. McCollum against Harden. Powell, no one around him. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. Nets leading by 11. Griffin passes to Brown. Outside Durant, kicks it to Harden. With the floater. And there's Jordan. That's good on the assist from Harden. Harden's got 3 assists tonight.
A comfort zone of Jordan's. The closer he is to the rim, the more efficient he becomes.
Now here's McCollum. And it's out of bounds to Portland. They'll retain possession. And Portland making a change here. Lillard's checked in. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Jacks up a 3. Rebounded by the Nets. Jordan's got 5 rebounds tonight. And so it's Harden bringing it up for the Nets. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. The rebound by Giles. Trailblazers trail by 13. Here's Powell. And it's good. 2 points.
You can learn a lot by watching him operate in their offense.
The Nets have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. 1:11 left to play in the final quarter. Harden dishes to Griffin. Outside for Durant. Just 5 on the clock. The Nets need to get a shot off here. Harden, no good. The Trailblazers have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Shoots from the elbow. Here's Giles. Back to Powell. Lillard from deep three-point land. He doesn't hit that one. And Brooklyn will come the other way. Harden surveying the D. Buries the long-range jumper. And the Nets lead by 14.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
Showing remarkable poise and focus throughout the game. A sustained effort across the board.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Yeah, man, talk about the great competition going on. That's what makes a matchup like this so much fun to watch.
Now Kevin Durant. James Harden missing on the 3. From deep. No good. Shot missing. Lillard outside. And the miss. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. There's a look at downtown Los Angeles. And with
Kevin, thanks.
He stays working and stays true. David, thank you. Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. And it's Nurkic in at the center position. And for the Clippers, Reggie Jackson out there with Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Morris in at the 4 slot.
Not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
And at his peak, Reggie Jackson is one of the better guards in the league. He's still got that confidence.
Yes, he does. Injury slowed him down, but still able to create his shot anytime he wants.
And he can score from all over the court. But Lillard at his best from mid-range. He deserves extra special attention from the defense in that in-between area. But sometimes, even then, that's not enough.
And that one's good, George.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Wow, that's a defensive breakdown. Can't do that against good scores.
Now, here's Lillard. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That is his first foul of the game. Lillard against Jackson. And that one's good, Lillard.
And for someone who spends most of his time on the perimeter, Lillard's a terrific finisher inside. His moves to the basket aren't tentative. They are strong.
Here's Leonard. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
high offensive IQ. He makes great reads and adjustments on the fly.
George against McCollum. Outside Covington. Lock at 6. And the rejection by Zubats. And here we go with Morris running it up the court. Zubats kicks to George. Back to Zubats. To the paint. Covington with the steal. Lillard with it. Guarded now by Jackson. And there's the 3-second call. This one on the defense. Portland shooting their first free throw attempt on the night. And the technical free throw is good.
And you look at Robert Covington, first team all-defense in 2018, the kind of versatile stopper that every team in the league could use.
Rajon Rondo's checked in for Jackson. Now here's Lillard. He's got 5. Yes, that goes in.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
And we know once he gets in the rhythm, he's a really tough guy to stop.
Covington with the steal. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Pass to Covington. Takes the 13-footer. Hollis Jefferson kicks to Covington. Now the pass to McCollum. And the 3 off target. Clippers trail by 3. And Covington may be not a star, but he's a winning player. We've seen that.
And the perfect example of that 3-and-D role player. Can guard 4 or 5 positions and can definitely sling it from outside.
That's a well-timed, well-coordinated play. Comes right off the pick for the lay-in.
Lillard, the pass to McCollum. Back to Lillard. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. Lillard's got 9.
Great start for him. 4-4. He could be in for a big game.
Back to Rondo. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
The Clippers shooting their initial free throws of the game right here. For the Clippers, Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Marcus Morris. Luke Kennard comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Paul George. Here's Simons. Pass to Powell. 1:10 left to play in the first quarter. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Giles. And the rejection by Zubats. Passes it to Kennard. Outside Rondo. Inside. Here's Zubats. Outside for Rondo. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. No good from Zubats.
He is so good attacking the rim. It's rare to see him denied like that.
Trailblazers moving the ball around. And it's Giles missing.
Out of character for him to miss that shot. Maybe just a little too casual there.
And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. And it's Anthony with the ball for the Portland Trailblazers. And that one is good.
It always helps when your big man dishes it like that. Cantor, excellent with that read.
Now Rondo. Here's Zubats. Excellent D from Cantor. And so it's Damian Lillard making things happen for the Portland Trailblazers. Recently, we spoke with Patrick Beverley about his throwback stuff.
Old school basketball.
Now, pound for pound, Greg, Beverley may be the most physical player in the league.
And he also gets in your head. It's a combination that allows him to get stops against guys as big as Kevin Durant.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And looking at what we've seen so far from the Trailblazers guys, what do you think?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
This is exactly what you want to see if you're a coach. Your team starting fast and playing with confidence.
On the floor for Portland, they've got McCollum. Dennis Cantor is out there with Anthony. Then it's Jones. And it's Simons in at the point guard position. The shot will not fall. Good D by McCollum. Trailblazers leading by 3. Lets it go from deep. Denied for the third time. He's 0 for 3. And the Clippers have possession.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And again, it's the Clippers missing.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Jones dishes to McCollum. To the inside. To the middle. And Cantor throws it down.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Also, if you can't get stops at this point, it really doesn't matter what you do at the offensive end.
Rondo passes to Cousins. Good. And it's Rondo who picks up the assist. Greg, you and I have talked about how the NBA Finals used to be tape delayed. What's the value of fans getting to see the broadcast live now as opposed to tape delayed as it was back in the 70s?
Isn't that weird to even think that that's the case?
I know it.
You know, I think, Kev, that the fans, they just feel more connected to their favorite teams, the end players. It creates more anxiety, right? Because nowadays there's nothing that can happen that you don't know about it, whether you see it or not. So live sports, especially the NBA Finals, the anticipation, that anxiety that we talked about, man, I'm still a fan to this day in a different way. So I can only imagine when you have a personal vested interest in a team, what that's got to feel like.
Edge of your seat, you're right. Cantor finds McCollum. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. And Portland with the change here, too. Lillard's checked in for C.J. McCollum. Clippers trail by 3. Jackson passes to George. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lillard. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Cantor. Robert Covington comes in for Anthony. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Jones. And it's C.J. McCollum in for Anthony Simons. Jackson passes to Zubac. Great D that time from Nurkic. And Zubac picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Portland leading by 3. 3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. Lillard dishes to McCollum. Back to Lillard. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Well, you look at the career that Dame Lillard has had so far. Taken 6th in the 2012 draft out of Weber State, a small school, but this guy became a franchise player immediately for the Blazers.
DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for the Clippers. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Powell, he's checked in for McCollum. Leonard, it's blocked, and he's able to get it back. Banked in off the glass. Leonard's got his second basket. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Lillard finds Covington. Lillard looking around. And the rejection by Cousins.
When DeMarcus Cousins is blocking shots, this defense takes on a whole different attitude.
And that one's good. Leonard
just taking what the defense allows, and that's a shot he'll make all night.
And thinking of Lillard, the numbers over his career are incredible.
And Lillard found his strength as a shooter, and boy, did he exploit it. He's been averaging 20 points per game almost his entire career, and he's kept adding to his game as one of the elite players in our league.
And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And that's a couple of very shaky possessions in a row. One turnover right after the other.
Ball coming, ball coming.
51 seconds left here in the second. And George kicks to Leonard. And the officials have called the illegal screen right there.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
So difficult to stay planted, especially with all the motion around you. Annoying turnover.
Lillard the pass to Powell. Now Hollis Jefferson.
And already his third foul. It's got to be time to get him out of there probably until the third quarter.
This is his first chance at the line tonight. And so he hits both. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. They trail by 3. Now the dish to Morris. There's 18 seconds left in the first half of the game. Shoots from 12. Here's Jackson. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Jackson's got his first basket of the night.
I mean, a great look by Kawhi, aware of what the defense is trying to do, understands the spacing.
It's stolen by Morris. No good on that one. And a close game so far through the first 2. Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime, so we'll be back in just...
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball. Leading the way at the start, it was Damian Lillard. He had 11 points and 1 block.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. You have to like what we've seen so far from Damian Lillard.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
This is his challenge, to continue to dominate, to help them try to close strong here in the second half.
We've got Patrick Beverly. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's man in at the 3 side. That's who's out there for the Clippers. It's tipped. And even 3-on-3 break. 3-pointer Lillard. Oh, and he almost had a... And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Greg, we have a league of many great playmakers, don't we?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. LeBron James is obvious. You know, he played point guard technically for the first time last season, but he's always been a floor general. You look at a young man like Ja Morant, and he's been on the attack since day one when he hit the league. And there's so many more of those guys that are having an impact, understanding the value of that lead guard position. It is fun to watch.
It is so fun to watch. I agree. Trailblazers leading by 4. Dishes to Nurkic. And Morris comes over to help. Covington wide open. He fires. Misses the 3.
Missed 4 straight shots now. At one point, do you have to call a timeout and regroup? Ooh, they've come out ice cold to start this half. 3 misses and as many attempts.
And that one drops for him. McCollum's got the lead up to 6 now for Portland.
Finally. Now 1 for 5 here in the third. We'll see if that boosts their confidence.
Jackson passes to Zubac. George against McCollum. George looking around. Leonard with no one around. Again, Leonard missing. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Paul George. Now here's Rondo. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Trailblazers leading by 6. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Jones, the pass to Simons. And that one, good.
How good is that? I mean, he can make a defender look foolish at times.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Down low. Stolen. Jones in the post. He's covered by Leonard. And Anthony gets it to go.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
For the Clippers, DeMarcus Cousins. He's checked in for Zubac. Luke Kennard comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Reggie Jackson. Portland also making some changes. Giles comes in for Jones. And it's Powell in for C.J. McCollum. Portland's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Powell finds Canner. Here's Simons. From the low block. And the rejection by Cousins. Now here's Kennard. Defense right on him. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Trailblazers leading by 8. Here's Simons. Pass to Powell. Here's Simons. Back to Powell. The 3-ball. Sinks the 3-pointer. Powell's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
I'm impressed with their intensity tonight. They came in focused and they've executed.
And an intentional foul right there. The Blazers on offense. They're on a 14-4 run right now. Here's Simons. He's covered by Rondo. Simons, the pass to Giles. Reverses. He lays it in. Giles has got his first points of the night.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
I like seeing Patrick Beverley attack the interior. Sometimes he becomes too perimeter oriented.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Anthony, the pass to Simons. Back to Giles. And the layup falls. Giles has got the lead up to 13 now for the Trailblazers.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
An uncontested shot at the rim, you have to compete at all times.
And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's Portland, 13 points up at the end. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
This is what you need your floor general to do. Take charge, lead by example, unselfish play.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. On the court right now for the Trailblazers. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Ande Hollis Jefferson out there with Robert Covington, and it's Nurkic in at the 5.
Finishing through contact, DeMarcus, one of the best at it, has the natural power and excellent body control.
A different look for the Clippers. Zubac is checked in for Cousins. Marcus Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Kawhi Leonard in for Luke Kennard. Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
And no stopping Lillard. Excellent at staying in control no matter what the D throws at him.
And the Clippers making a change here. Beverly's checked in. Here's George. And it goes down 2 points.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Portland leading by 12. McCollum with the ball. Kicks to Lillard. And Lillard throws it down.
Almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling, letting him just cut through the defense.
Beverly dishes to Leonard. But they'll get another chance. Outside for George. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
Here's Lillard. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. And the pass to Nurkic. And the rejection by Zubats. Morris inside. Covington's there. And it'll go. And the Blazer lead is cut down now to just 12 on the basket from George. Greg, did you know when you were playing that you'd eventually want to call games, be in the broadcast table?
Kevin, no idea. I didn't have any clue. And quite honestly, didn't really think that there was a career that one could have in terms of broadcasting. You know, because cable was just kind of coming on as I was retiring. You didn't have your own network and the things that we take for granted now. So looking back on it, no, but boy, am I glad I did.
I am glad you did too. You probably don't remember this. Doc Rivers and I were doing a game. You came over to say hi to the two of us, went back out on the floor. Doc nudges me and said he'll be great in TV someday. So we saw it then.
He's a good mind. The man knows what he's talking about. Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the D thinking. Jump shot. Gave a little pump fake. And then off to the races.
George against Lillard. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Back to Lillard. From the line. Nurkic kicks to Hollis Jefferson. McCollum against Beverly. 5 on the clock. Step back on that one and let it fly.
What a professional. McCollum's reliability on offense is such a gift to his team.
Lillard against Beverly. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And Smitty, you know what Pat Beverly is going to bring every night. A fearless, ferocious, at times almost sociopathic level of intensity. And this guy just does not take a possession off.
You know, he's one of those guys I would have to question even playing with him. He plays so hard. I know I hate playing against him.
Lillard left side. Now here's Hollis Jefferson. He's covered by Leonard. And here comes Leonard leading the fast break. They get it again. Here's George. That's good. He's 5 for 9.
You know, offensive rebound is largely about hustle. Paul George plays with great energy and focus.
Trailblazers leading by 11. McCollum feeling it out a bit. The 10-footer. Nurkic kicks to Hollis Jefferson. The three-pointer no good. Clippers have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Leonard draws the double. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits.
The power, the length, the ability to finish. Leonard dominant in that painted area.
Lillard against George.
Both sides attacking. That was good defense versus good offense.
Here's Morris. And it's Portland with the rebound. They've led by as many as 14 points. Lillard, the pass to Covington. And a wide open look for McCollum. Drills the three-pointer. And the Trailblazers lead by 12.
Yeah, they've sucked the energy out of this arena. Tremendous effort on the road.
And when you're on the road, you can't be tentative coming into a game like this. I thought their aggressive approach was the difference.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, we'll probably see more of them.
Especially if the defense is going to allow you to do it. Have to switch on that play.
And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. This was a very strong showing for him. There's a look at downtown Los Angeles.
Kevin, thanks very much.
All right, David, thank you. And the injury report for both teams. Players who will not be available tonight.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. They've got Joe Harris. Durant is out there with Jordan. Then there's Irving. And it's Harden in at the 2 guard. And for the Clippers, they've got Ivica Zubac. Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George, and it's Jackson in at point guard. Back to Leonard. Plenty of experience, Greg, on the floor tonight. How does that shape what we're about to see, do you think?
You know, Kevin, this is one of those games where guys are going to be smart out on the floor. They're going to be in the right positions to make plays. And honestly, this could come down to who makes the bigger, tougher shots.
A nice shot by George.
There's a rhythm with which Paul George plays the game of basketball. That pace is so important.
And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That is his first foul of the game. And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. Here's Durant, and he hits the jump shot.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
And George, here we go. Zubac finds Leonard. Pass to Jackson. And Durant sends it back.
But Kevin Durant is playing spectacular defense, and it sets the tone for the entire team.
Rajon Rondo is checked in for Reggie Jackson.
And Kevin Durant, one of the greatest scorers to ever play. Not the most prolific scorer, but perhaps the most talented. He's dangerous from any part of the floor.
Durant with a wide open look. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Durant's got his second bucket of the night. George against Harden. And it's George finishing it off.
Boy, you have got to love the energy Paul George is playing with. Throws the hammer down.
Greg, as scores go, Kevin Durant's as efficient as any.
I mean, Durant has an insane field goal percentage for the shots that he takes. I mean, when you factor in how many threes he puts up, it gets even more impressive. Durant takes so many shots where he's covered and is still efficient. It's just mind-blowing.
Oh boy, to be young again.
Makes you nostalgic, doesn't it? Clippers have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start off the game. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, GA. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for the Clippers. Jeff Green, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Brown comes in for James Harden.
Well, this is why Mr. Morris is out there. The ability to drain the shot from long distance and spread the floor.
Irving drives in, lays it up, and banks it in.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Here's Leonard. Following the basket by Kyrie Irving. Leonard kicks to Morris. Outside Leonard, 6 to shoot. That one doesn't drop. Good D by Jordan. And now running it up the court. Green pushing it all the way. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
The Nets making a switch here. Griffin's checked in, and the basket is good.
Well, this is one of the best in the league at converting off contact. What body control by Kyrie Irving.
First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Brown against Kennard. Here's Cousins. An easy 2 points on the layup.
This really puts the defense in a bind. Cousins on the roll is absolutely brutal.
And here is Irving. Batum grabs the miss.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Back to Kennard. Cousins. It's good on the putback.
Let's remember that a 7'6" wingspan accompanies the frame of DeMarcus Cousins. Somebody might want to box him out.
Oh, Griffin in position. An emphatic LU jam.
Yet another way Griffin beats you. Great body control going up over the top.
23 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Batum attacking. Inside, Cousins. Nice D from Griffin. Over Beverly. That one off the back iron and out. It could go. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Clippers, guys.
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Boy, it's been a really pretty thing to watch, executing their game plan to perfection.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Setting the floor for the Nets. Harden out there with Brown. Then there's Griffin, and it's Durant, and it's Claxton in at the 4 spot. Here is Harden. Following the basket by DeMarcus Cousins. Griffin dishes to Durant. No good on the 3.
Boy, a wide open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the 2-hand slam. Here's KD. And the rejection by Cousins. Durant the pass to Claxton. Back to KD. And again, no good by Brooklyn. And there's the foul. It'll go on Bruce Brown. That is his first foul of the game. second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. To the paint. And there's Morris. That's good on the assist by George. Morris has got 5 points so far.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
You want to continue to build on this lead. Right now, still a little too close for comfort.
Durant, count it from 12. 6 points for him.
Well, Kevin Durant goes right up with it. Doesn't give the defense a chance to react.
Here's Jackson. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Zubac finds Morris. Back to Zubac. Leonard on the wing. Clock at 4. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Leonard's got the lead up to 9 now for the Clippers.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And Kawhi Leonard with a very analytical approach, Doris, to the game. Studies angles, movement, trying to groove in on perfect mechanics. I mean, he does it all.
Yeah, Kev, that goes back to his favorite high school subject, which was math. And think about how precisely he has built his game. He started at the free throw line, then went to the low post, and now has added the range game. Very analytic approach.
Here's Jackson after the made shot from KD. Jackson kicks to George.
You have got to have the right focus and the right reads in the pick and roll. And Paul George making all the right decisions right now, slicing up the defense.
Now here's Brown. Jordan up top. And Durant gets double teamed. Brown outside. From deep Harden. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. And there's the foul. It'll go on Bruce Brown. That'll be his second foul of the game. And the Clippers making a switch here. Cousins is checked in. The Nets also changing it up. Jeff Green is checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Joe Harris comes in for Bruce Brown. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for James Harden. And here's Morris for 3. Leonard against Green. And it's Leonard with the jam.
This guy is such an excellent finisher at the rim. He's got incredibly long arms and very strong hands.
KD on the wing. Oh, and the jam by Durant.
Boy, how about the finish by Kevin Durant? Just gets up with such ease.
Leonard with the ball. 6 points for him. This is to George. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Leonard the pass to Jackson. Back to Leonard. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
I love scorers who want to seek contact. Kawhi Leonard consistently in the top 20 in free throw attempts.
So for the Clippers, Mann's checked in, and it's Kennard in for Paul George.
When the story of Kawhi Leonard is told, it will be about the hard work being the secret of his success. Here was a guy who was not the most vaunted prospect in either high school or college. But boy, he kept his eyes on what he was after, and he kept working.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
How about up over the 80% mark from the line last year? So he's happy and also consistent there with those numbers.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Batum's checked in. Now here's Kennard. Passes to Mann. Back to Kennard. Here's Mann. Outside Batum. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Irving. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, You really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right.
And so that's the end of the first half. The Clippers on top, up 7.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K. And you think about how Kawhi Leonard is able to dominate from the wing position at both ends of the floor. And that's...
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. We've seen Kevin Durant really having a great game.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far unstoppable.
Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Jackson. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's George in at the 2. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue. The shot by Jordan, no good.
And the timing just not there on that attempted alley-oop.
Just a missed connection, and it happens. I'm sure they will go back to it if given the opportunity.
And the rejection by Zubac. And they'll keep possession. For 3, Harris. Rebound by the Clippers. Zubac has got rebound number 5 here tonight. George passes to Leonard. Here's Morris. Makes it off the glass. Morris has got the lead up to 11 now for the Clippers. Well, it seems like every year, Greg, we see some incredible new players come to the NBA, and they are welcome with open arms. Their style of play is so terrific.
No doubt about it. Guys like Ja Morant, I think he's got a chance to be one of the greats. And any list about the future of the NBA has to include Luka Doncic. I don't know if there's a better basketball talent than that young man. And, let's not forget about Devin Booker out in Phoenix as well. A terrific, terrific player.
3 terrific kids. You're right. KD with the bucket.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooters.
Now, here's George. He's got 8. The dish to Morris. Knocked away. Stolen by Harden. And here comes Harden, leading the fast break. And that's an intentional foul. Rajon Rondo is checked in for the Clippers. And then for Brooklyn, Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Jordan. Nicholas Claxton comes in for Kevin Durant. And it's Bruce Brown in for Harris. And Leonard has it in the corner. No one near him. And the shot is long.
Well, the defense flat out awful right there, and he couldn't punish them for their mistake.
Harden's shot is off.
Boy, this guy is a good finisher, so he misses a chippy. That's tough to take.
And it's George finishing it off.
Boy, that open look set up by Kawhi Leonard, that's probably the most underrated aspect of his game.
And on the way from Irving for 3, and the Nets miss again.
He couldn't believe how open he was. He just couldn't. Whoa! Look out.
And that's a rugged play.
That's straight toughness.
And how's that for a one-man show? Put this fella on Broadway.
The most magnificent alley-oop we could have seen. And it's sent back by George. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession.
And this is like another case of Murphy's Law right now, and it's been their own doing, really, just like we saw there.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Jeff Green, he's checked in for the Nets. And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And the league's preeminent practitioner of the step-back 3, James Harden, is as good as it gets. And, like the skyhook, an unguardable shot, and paired with his dribble drive, a 2-move torture chamber.
now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. And thanks to that step back, Harden already the all-time leader in unassisted three-point shots.
And not to mention four-point play.
And here we go, coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul, seeing if that was the right call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Well, I think what we see sometimes with DeMarcus Cousins, your greatest strength can be your greatest weakness. When he uses his emotion to be aggressive and intimidating, you love it. He just has to stay under control.
Inside, Griffin with the steal. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Harden's got the ball. KD's shot is good.
Boy, the strength of Kevin Durant is a thing of beauty. How about the ability to stay under control as he gets bodied?
Man passes to Cousins. Beverly feeling it out a bit. The pass to Kennard. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. The Clippers shooting their 5th and 6 free throws of the game.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
Nets trail by 11. 1:03 left to play here in the third. Here's Irving. And he lays it straight in. Irving's got 4 points this quarter.
The cleverness, the fearlessness. Kyrie Irving outstanding at finding spots inside to capitalize from.
Beverly dishes to Cousins. Back to Beverly. To the middle. Pass to Man. Shot clock at 6. He's looking for Cousins and finds him. Los Angeles with another miss. Nets have gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime. 5 out of 11. That one good for 2.
Listen, this guy is far from just a scorer. Kevin Durant loves to share the basketball.
And there's the call on Durant. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. Some changes for Brooklyn. DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Griffin. And Joe Harris is subbed in for James Harden.
And they're drawing more whistles and working their way to the line here in the second half.
Down low, Paul George with the steal. And there's the call on DeAndre Jordan. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. For Los Angeles, they have been at their finest 4 at the free throw line tonight. 8 attempts, 8 makes.
I don't know if it's underplayed, but there's an all-around aspect to what Paul George does on a night-by-night basis. This guy is an elite two-way player.
Irving for 3. Doesn't go for him.
Well, KD, a very skilled defender, outstanding with his positioning, and he's got incredible length to contest shots.
Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the LA Clippers. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And don't go away. We'll be right back. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. On the court for the Nets, getting the fourth quarter going. Green is out there with Durant. Then it's Joe Harris. Then it's Kyrie Irving, and it's Jordan in at the center. Kicks it out to Leonard. Greg, if you're a small market team, how do you convince stars that you've drafted and developed to stay and re-sign?
It's a great question, Kevin. I actually think in a lot of ways it's easier today because you can be box office. You can be a superstar in a small market and have the name recognition because of the era we play in. And so I think the biggest way to keep them there is to build a championship caliber team around them. I think that is your saving grace. If you can prove to them that you can build a championship caliber team, I don't really think that there is a reason to want to leave.
That's a solid blueprint. Here's KD. He makes his 9th shot of the game. He has only missed 4.
Oh, do opposing defenses just start shaking their head when Kevin Durant starts cooking? Because he can heat up in a hurry.
Morris outside. He kicks to George. Pass to Zubac. The shot's good on the assist by George.
Don't you love it when you've got a small forward who can pass the basketball just like Paul George did there? Makes it look easy.
Right side, Jordan. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Leonard draws the double. Outside for Jackson. 6 on the shot clock. Leonard attacking. Yep, that one goes.
Well, this guy has been efficient and effective all night. That IQ has been on display.
Irving with the ball. Guarded now by Morris. Looking to get back on track here. And it's sent back by Morris.
Well, Marcus Morris, the frame and the length to block shots. That's pretty.
Rajon Rondo's checked in for Jackson. And then for Brooklyn, Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Green. And it's James Harden in for Kevin Durant. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. No good from Zubac.
And he saw the play develop, but the pass just wasn't there.
It was a really good thought for sure, but the lob has got to be better than that. Well, what a terrific possession. Attack in the painted area.
If they want to, they can milk the clock just a little bit here.
Yeah, that's the best option.
George passes to Rondo. Zubac with it, guarded by Jordan. Outside for George. The Clippers need to get off a shot. And the dunk by Zubac.
There is an imagination, a creativity. This guy's passing drives the offense.
Irving attacking, and the shot goes in. Irving's got 4 points in the quarter.
Oh, Kyrie dazzling on the drive. One of the best in the league at that.
And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. And Los Angeles with some changes. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Zubac. And it's Luke Kennard in for Morris. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Kevin Durant, he's checked in for Nicholas Claxton.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
This is a textbook example of playing the possession and not the score. This team is doing a great job continuing to execute.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for Los Angeles.
Their inside game was what secured them the win tonight.
They had their way in the paint, and those are all high percentage shots, but the defense couldn't stop them from getting down low.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for George.
I think it would be impossible to overstate the influence he had on this basketball game. He was the centerpiece of what they did on the offensive end and the anchor of their defense. That's as complete a performance as we've seen.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. Nets trail by 17. Here's Johnson. No good that time. Great D that time from Leonard. And Kennard wide open. He shoots. That falls. Nice feed that time from George.
The man has no heart, and that's poor defense for a team that has a long way to catch up.
Well, credit the offense, though. If you're going to come with casual defensive effort, this team's responsibility is to take advantage, and they do.
52 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And a wide open look for Rondo. Off target with his three. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for Brooklyn. They trail by 18. And that one's good. Shamet.
Well, this is what they needed earlier on. At some point, it's too little, too late.
Yeah, but then again, this run came against a team that may have felt it had already won, and you get the sense it let its guard down.
And it's Leonard missing. An even 3-on-3 break. Here's Johnson. Kennard with the rebound. 20 seconds left in the fourth. Well, for the Clippers, they can just run out the clock. George, no good. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Here's Shamet. Offline with his three. Kennard on the wing. Shoots the three. And that one drops.
And you can sense that these fans, these players.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do. There below is Barkley. And a look at the status here of both teams' injured players and who will not be in the lineup.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Jones in at the small forward position. And looking at the Nets, we've got Brown. Joe Harris is out there with Durant. Then it's Harden, and it's Jordan in at the 5, roaming the paint. Now, here's Lillard. Harden missing his last shot. That one goes in. Some veterans on these teams, Clark. What are you looking for and how that will impact the game?
Well, I think both of these teams have a really solid roster. And I love the blend of experience and youth. When you have NBA experience on the floor, there's just a level of play that you see at the defensive end that makes it enjoyable for me. So I think that's what we'll see tonight. Experienced pros getting after.
Now, here's Lillard following the miss by DeAndre Jordan. Puts it up from 17. No good off the back of the rim.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
That's good from Harris on the assist by Durant.
The first bucket for this offense, 1 of 4 to start the game.
Now here's Lillard to the inside. McCollum, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
Yeah, you know, Lillard has been so good at finding the open man, puts a lot of zip on his passes, and he knows he's responsible for getting his teammates the ball.
Now here is Harris. It's Brown on the wing. He's guarded by McCollum, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's on Damian Lillard.
You know, Jordan, to me, is one of the more reliable bigs in the league. He takes a lot of punishment and rarely takes a night off.
The Trailblazers have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Lillard, the pass to McCollum. We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
How about 3 or 4 from the floor to start? That's always a good sign.
Harden dishes to Brown. Back to Harden. And the jam by Harden.
Harden's ball handling is absolutely off the chain insane. I mean, easily carving up the defense. Superb control. Got it on the string.
Now here's Lillard. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. That one's not going to go. Jordan with some nice D. And here comes Brown, leading the fast break. And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That's his first foul. Kyrie Irving, he's checked in for Bruce Brown. And the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic. Harden. In the corner, it's Harris. Stolen by McCollum. Pass to Kanter. Dishes it to Covington. Lillard against Irving. Yep, it counts.
Major props to Lillard there. Terrific focus to get hit on that shot and still deliver.
Irving looking for an opening. Count that one.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now here's Lillard. Durant with the steal. Harris with it. Jones covering. Harris kicks to Harden. The kick out to Irving. And Brooklyn with another turnover here.
Just didn't get his hands up in time on that one. They weren't on the same page there.
Griffin's checked in for the Nets. Green comes in for James Harden. Portland also making some changes. Carmelo Anthony is checked in for Robert Covington. Norman Powell comes in for Derek Jones. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. And the basket by McCollum.
If there's a weakness in your defense, McCollum will find it. Reads the floor exceptionally well.
Irving passes to KD. Fires the three. Giles checked in for C.J. McCollum. 41 seconds left in the first quarter. Outside Irving. And now Anthony pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Carmelo Anthony imposing his will inside. Doesn't take any time. Rising up for the dunk.
Now Irving. Left side Harris. There's the pass to Durant. And he wills that one in. Sinking right through off the back iron.
Methodical and productive from mid-range. Few players in the NBA shoot it like Kevin Durant.
A nice shot by Simons.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession.
Better to be lucky than good. That pass was just deflected and not stolen. Dodged a bullet there.
On its way from Irving for two. And that does it for the first quarter. It's the Trailblazers up by 5. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Blazers.
Guys, their penetration has been outstanding. I mean, it's actually been great. They're really finding those holes in the defense.
Yeah, they're showing some muscle also in the first half as well, and getting a lot of their points in the paint. Really like the balance they've shown.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Setting the floor for the Nets. On out there with Irving, and it's Durant. And there's Green, and it's Griffin in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Irving. And Brooklyn making a change here. Claxton's checked in. Harry Giles is checked in for the Trailblazers. Here's Simons. Nine feet out, and that one good. Simons has got the lead up to 9 now for the Trailblazers.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
Irving misses. And Simons has got the ball here for the Trailblazers. Pass to Powell. And here's Cantor. The wide open look here for Anthony. Giles kicks to Cantor. Here's Brown. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Brown's got his first bucket of the night.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Pass to Simons. From outside the arc. The shot, no good. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Here's Irving. That one dropped for his second bucket. Mark him 2 for 4. I'm sure you've got a list, Greg, of players you've visited with over the years who you really enjoy spending some time with and talking to.
I mean, there's so many, Kevin. A couple guys, and there is a little bias as a point guard, but Damian Lillard and Steph Curry and Chris Paul are 3 guys that, you know, I enjoy sitting down and talking shop with. Giannis, you know, witnessing his journey to greatness, all the while he remains humble and really appreciates his position. So several of these guys, I'm also...
Whoa, what a finish! Good. And Harden, an absolutely vicious dunker. Terrific at bouncing towards the rim, but the epic throwdown.
Simons surveying the D. In the corner, Powell with it. Here's Simons. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Nets trail by 3. Great offensive performance they're putting on.
And guys, we call that the zone because that's where they are right now. They are in a zone, and I'm sure they feel unstoppable.
And I think one of the things understated about Harden, he's a great athlete. I mean, he can rise and bounce. He's strong. He's quick. He can easily punch it on you when he gets to the rim.
Cantor finds Powell to the paint. Knocks it loose. Irving with the steal. And so they foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Joe Harris is checked in for Kyrie Irving. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Boy, I love watching Lillard turn on the Jets using that astounding speed to blaze past the defenders.
Inside, got a piece of it. Covington with the steal. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. Now it's a 5-point Trailblazer lead. 1:06 left in the first half. Harden the pass to Claxton. The kick out to Brown. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Here's Harden. And he banks in the layup. Harden's got 6 points in the quarter.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
Lillard against Harden. Nurkic dishes to Lillard. Over Harden. And too long on the shot. Nets trail by 3. There's 31 seconds left to play here in the half. Nice D from Lillard. Jones the pass to Nurkic. Outside Covington. Brown against McCollum. That one goes in for him too, making it look easy. He's now 4 for 4.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the D thinking, jump shot, gave a little pump fake, and then off to the races.
And stolen by Lillard. Can't hit that one.
And, you know, it's all...
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. At the end of one, they were able to end up with a 5-point lead. They're in good position. And that's going to do it for us here. The second half.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. You know, C.J. McCollum has been exceptional here, guys.
Well, he left his mark on that first half with his quick hands. Great sense of timing to pile up the steals.
Well, I thought it was a great defensive performance for him so far. He's aware, he's alive, he's alert, quick to react to everything that's going on around him. Can't do it much better than that.
On the floor for Portland, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Jones, and it's Nurkic in at the 5 down low. Harden the pass to Brown. Back to Harden. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got his third assist on the night.
It doesn't really matter if you body harden up. He's committed to scoring the basketball, and his concentration allows him to do so.
And Lillard kicks to Nurkic, and it's in there. And the Trailblazers lead by 7.
Well, you like guys who can work that in-between area, really keeps the defense honest.
And I tell you what, guys, I mean, with this combination of size and touch, he's a real threat from mid-range.
And he comes up with the deuce.
Yet another hard shot that Harden makes look easy. Amazing at measuring the floating jumper.
And it's kind of the running joke when you think of James Harden, often maligned for his lack of effort defensively, but quite honestly, I thought he improved a great deal a season ago.
And you know, Greg, I observed the same thing. His overall commitment was better. And not just steals and blocks either. I'm just talking about his awareness, his commitment to that end of the floor as a focal point. If he continues on that track, I think he's going to make an impact at that end as well.
A 3 from McCollum knocks down the 3 ball. McCollum's got 11 points.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
On the wing, Harris. Pops it up for Jordan, and DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Yeah, you got to respect the athletic reach of Jordan now. Throw it up, and he will bash in the alley-oop.
Lillard with it. He's got 8. Uses the glass to finish the layup. He's got 10.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
And guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, you know, he might have gotten away with that a few years ago, but not anymore. No way. Now you've got to be stationary on those screens. No extra hips or elbows, or they'll call it.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Jordan. Green comes in for Bruce Brown. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for James Harden. Here's Cantor. Lays it up off the glass. Cantor's got his second bucket of the night.
And the coaching staff doesn't have any issue putting the ball in Cantor's hands inside. And why not? That part of his game is very refined.
Outside Harris. Poked away. Powell with the steal. 1:53 left in the third. Cantor against Griffin. Cantor inside. Rebounded by the Nets.
Well, you know, this is what happens. You can't afford to lose concentration even for a nanosecond.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Giles is checked in. Irving for 3. And no good. And it's Portland the other way. Fast break. Here come the Trailblazers. Here's Powell. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Powell's got the lead up to 9 now for the Trailblazers. Outside Irving. 1:09 left in the third. Harris's shot is off.
You know, defensively, you just can't afford to give him that much room. They're fortunate that he missed that one.
Cantor inside, guarded by Green. It's good. And it's an 11-point Trailblazer lead.
It always helps when your big man dishes it like that. Cantor, excellent with that read.
Irving attacking. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Irving's got 6 points.
Yeah, he's been hooping, but the rest of the team, not so much.
34 seconds left to play in the third. Simons the pass to Cantor. Here's Giles. 5 to shoot. And the foul on Joe Harris. That's foul number 2 for him. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for the Nets. Giles kicks to Anthony. Clock at 6. Pass to Cantor. Right side Durant. Good on the shot.
Durant's pull-up is quick and smooth and virtually unguardable. So agile he is for a 7-footer.
And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Trailblazers lead by 7. Live from fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Nets trail by 7. We've got Durant. Irving is out there with Brown. Then there's Griffin. And it's Claxton in at the power forward. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Covington with the steal. McCollum deciding where to go with it. Kicks it out to Covington. Irving against Lillard. The putback. There's Nurkic putting it right back in. Nurkic has got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for Portland. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Blazers.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
Something that's also benefited them tonight are the turnovers they forced and the points that have come along with those forced turnovers. Watch out now. When this guy gets into a rhythm, it is something to behold.
The pass to McCollum. A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That's his first foul. So for the Nets, Jordan comes in for Blake Griffin. And it's James Harden in for Irving. Kicks it out to Lillard. 6 to shoot. Covington dishes to Lillard. Nurkic trying to get open. And the basket by Lillard.
And for someone who spends most of his time on the perimeter, Lillard's a terrific finisher inside. His moves to the basket aren't tentative. They are strong.
Durant down low. Working on Jones. And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That'll be his second foul of the game. Harris is checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Katie against Jones. And stolen by Lillard. Outside Covington. Back to Lillard. To the middle. It's tipped. 5 on the clock. Durant with it. Lillard picks him up. And Lillard is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game for the Trailblazers. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Robert Covington. And Anthony subbed in for Jones. Portland leading by 9. Down low. And it's Hollis Jefferson with the jam.
And we talk about court awareness. There, McCollum doing a beautiful job spotting the open man.
Over in the corner, Brown. And so it's Anthony bringing it up for the Portland Trailblazers. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. The shot's good. Rager, the all-time assist leader for the Big West Conference. In that frame, talk about some of the traits that make for a good floor general, a good point guard, a good facilitator.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you have to be a leader because that's what the position calls for. Unselfishness, instincts, that stuff matters. But ultimately, your teammates got to feel like you play for them. And that's when you have a chance as a team to be special.
I'm assuming you've always been like that. Am I correct?
No, that is not
really?
true.
Wow.
I evolved into a leader. In all seriousness, I think some guys are natural. Others, like myself, had to evolve into it.
Portland leading by 16. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Pass to McCollum. Back to Lillard. Clock at 6. Passes it to McCollum. Puts it up from 17. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Lillard's got 3 assists in the game.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Trailblazers.
I think the attitude was very impressive. Definitely a competitive game, and they fought through it each step of the way.
Absolutely. They put on a tremendous performance in terms of the effort and intensity. This was a well-deserved win.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Lillard.
And, there was no stopping him tonight. Whenever he got the ball, he was looking to score, and rightly so.
The drive by Green. Nifty move. Johnson down low, covered by Lillard. Johnson gets the bucket.
And the defense no factor, which is why he simply laid it in.
The Blazers on offense. They led by as many as 18 points. There's 39 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The three-pointer is right on target. And the Trailblazers lead by 16.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yep, to have a stress-free win on the road, very satisfying. The fans are already headed for the exits.
Johnson finds Johnson beyond the arc. And it's Portland with the rebound. Three-pointer. The rebound by Johnson. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which
Kevin, thanks very much.
Portland is indeed one of the great cities in the NBA. David, thank you. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Marcus Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Jackson in at the shooting guard position. And for the Trailblazers, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Jones. And it's Nurkic in at the center, filling out the middle. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. Now, here's Lillard. Passes it to McCollum. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
This guy's just a gamer. McCollum, I mean, he really embraces taking on the defense and finding a way to finish.
George passes to Zubac. Back to George. And George with the stuff.
Yeah, a nice, strong finish on the inside.
But, Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality. And here's Lillard. He brings it up for Portland. About 1 minute into the first quarter. Jackson against McCollum. Leonard with the steal. Here we go, one-on-one. Jackson finds Zubac. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It goes on C.J. McCollum. First trip to the line for him here.
And he shot foul shots at about a 75% clip a season ago.
Here's Lillard. Pass to McCollum. Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Here's the teardrop. Rebound by the Clippers. Now Zubac. He dishes it to Morris. And he's going up for the alley-oop.
Oh, good interior offense. Those passes have to be right on target.
Lillard with it. About 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Outside, Jones. Back to Lillard. That shot off the mark. Good work defensively by Morris. Jackson kicks to Leonard. And no good that time. So the Trailblazers will take it the other way. Here's McCollum. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. That's on Reggie Jackson.
Gotta love the aggressiveness of McCollum. He doesn't back down from the defense. Embraces getting hit while shooting.
Cantor, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. Kennard, he's checked in for the Clippers. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Here's George. Pass to Zubac. Outside for George. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. George has got his second bucket. Greg, I know you've played for some great coaches in your day. What is it that separates the truly elite coaches, in your opinion, from just coaches that are pretty good?
I think the one attribute that's most important for a great coach is consistency. And I've said this, you can coach a lot of different ways, you can win a lot of different ways, but you've got to be sincere and true to your principles and your philosophy. And those are the coaches, and I've had them that have done it different ways, but they've been the most successful. And listen, you've also, at the professional level, you've got to have a presence about you. You got to have some charisma out there as well to get these men to buy in.
Really, the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
The Clippers shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws, so those are numbers you'll be happy with.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Harry Giles is checked in for Robert Covington. Anthony comes in for Derek Jones. Norman Powell's checked in for C.J. McCollum. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. Here's Simons. Feeds it to Cantor. And the rejection by Zubac. And Cantor wide open. He shoots up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
You have to admire the assertiveness. Cantor not even thinking about it. He's just firing off the catch.
Zubac, the pass to Beverly. Here's Kennard. The pass to Zubac. And Cantor pulls it down. For Portland, they've gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Giles kicks to Cantor. Powell for 3. Offensive rebound. .46 seconds left to play in the first. Now here's Beverly. Defense is right there. Zubac no good.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
Oh, I'm always surprised when it doesn't happen. I'm sure these two will have a good laugh about it later.
Now here's Powell. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Up again, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
That's a 2 from Kennard. Misses off the left iron.
You expect him to make those. They've got to do more to get a hand in his face next time.
And they go to the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Portland no good that time either. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far.
Venom.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And looking at what we've seen so far from the Trailblazers guys, what do you think?
Just cashing in on second chance opportunities. That's how they built this early lead.
Well, it's part of their strategy coming in, no doubt. And there may not be that much their opponent can do about it.
Taking a look at Los Angeles, we've got DeMarcus Cousins. Paul George is out there with Batum. That's Rajon Rondo, and it's man in at the 2. It's his first trip to the line.
Solid work at the line a season ago. 83% on his opportunities.
Luke Kennard, he's checked in for Rajon Rondo. And so Cousins will bring it up for the Clippers. 4-point game. And now they decide to foul intentionally. Here's Simons. Kicks it to Nurkic. Dishes to Lillard. Drops it in from 14 feet away.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
George against Anthony. And George, here we go. Banked in off the glass. George has got 6 points.
And I just love the aggressiveness from George. Just slicing apart the defense with that terrific ability to penetrate.
Now here's Anthony. And that one drops. Anthony's got the lead back up to 6 now for Portland.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
And George, here we go. Here's Cousins, and then Cousins with the dunk.
Well, it's all about post position for Cousins. I mean, once he has it, the defense is toast.
Lillard, the pass to Simons. Back to Lillard. Now, here's Nurkic. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Kicks it out to Lillard. On the clock. The putback. It's good on the putback. Nurkic has got the lead up to 6 now for the Trailblazers.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
The feed now to Cousins. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. Cousins has got his second basket of the game.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
Lillard against George. Lillard, the pass to Simons. And here's Nurkic. From deep three-point range, and with the rebound. Clippers trail by 4. Passes it to Kennard. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Fires it up. That one off the back iron and out. The Trailblazers have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. McCollum against Beverly. Leonard attacking. Leonard on the wing. And the layup is good.
Just phenomenal awareness by Beverly, just dishing the ball to the wide open man easily.
Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Powell, the pass to Covington. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Jackson looking it over. Knocked loose. Stolen by McCollum. And he commits the intentional foul. And the Clippers making a switch here. Cousins is checked in. Portland leading by 6. Now McCollum.
Credit to D for not giving up on that play. He's a tough cover down low.
Jackson has the open look. Buries the corner 3. Jackson's got his first 3 points of the game.
Jackson has improved his three-point stroke. He can't be left alone from outside.
It's McCollum on the wing, guarded by Jackson. Cantor tries again. Good on the jump shot. Cantor's got 8 points.
His energy level has never dropped in this game. I mean, he's working his tail off, and the D is struggling to keep up.
Jackson dishes to Morris. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
How about the strength of Morris, shrugging off the D and nailing the shot?
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. McCollum against Jackson. Takes it out to Covington. Back to McCollum. Pass to Cantor. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. He's got 10.
That'll get you a pat on the back from your teammate McCollum. Unselfish and aware, picking out the perfect pass. He doesn't get.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. They never put themselves in too much danger. 4 points was the most. That's all for now.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. It's been a clinic so far from Enes Kanter.
The way he was able to finish on the block was incredible there in that first half.
Bringing the physicality. I mean, they kept working it to him, and he kept delivering.
The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Jones in at the 3 slot. So that's who Terry Stotts starts the second half with. Let's take another look at the staunch defense during that mobile 1 block.
And he's all over that shot, has it read the whole way and gets the position he needs to make a play.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Nobody near Lillard. Gets to the corner and buries it. And the Trailblazers lead by 7. And Greg, you play with some big personalities. Talk about the best way to manage egos and conflicts in the locker room. That's a very interesting topic.
No doubt about it. You know, Kev, first thing you learn from middle school on, your team is your family. And let's face it, all families have spats, and so do teams. You just learn to never personalize those things, never leave any stone unturned. Like, don't let things fester. When there are issues, you address them. And if you're not taking things personally, you tend to be able to work through whatever issues you may come in front of.
Good advice. Rajon Rondo is checked in for Los Angeles. Clippers trail by 5. And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. To the middle. Leonard, no luck.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will retain possession. Carmelo Anthony, he's checked in for Derek Jones. The Clippers also making some changes. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. And it's Kennard in for Reggie Jackson. From 10 feet out, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. McCollum's got the lead up to 7 now for the Trailblazers. Rondo on top, covered by Lillard, Zubac, and the dunk by Zubac.
Well, clever play by Rondo. Shifts the defense to create a shot for his teammates.
2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Here's Lillard, and the rejection by Zubac. Leonard, the pass to Kennard, and it's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Leonard.
A flat-out loss of concentration. That kind of turnover will drive a coach crazy.
For the Trailblazers, Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic. Harry Giles comes in for Robert Covington. And Norman Powell subbed in for Lillard. And then for Los Angeles, DeMarcus Cousins comes in for Ivica. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
What a dead-eye McCollum is from that range. Such a tremendous feel for the mid-range jumper.
3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. Stolen by Kanter. And they're pushing it up. Here's Powell. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Here's Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And there's only ever going to be one result when Kawhi's driving to the bucket, and it's going to be loud, and it's going to be painful.
Leonard against Anthony. He kicks it to Powell. To the inside. Kanter, the pass to Giles. Drops in the short one. Giles has got his first 2 points of the night.
Well, this is the kind of ball movement they want to get from Cantor. Scan the floor, and when you spot the open man, get it to him.
Pass to Batum. We've got 1:08 left here in the third quarter. Beverly, the pass to Kennard. His three-pointers off the mark. Portland leading by 9. Now the pass to Cantor. Kicks it to Anthony. And some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Here's Giles. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Anthony's shot is off. Clippers trail by 9. Kennard with the ball. Now defended by McCollum. Leonard with the bucket.
Oh, as good as he is at creating his own shot, Kennard is also a solid distributor. He doesn't miss the open man when he spots him.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Powell with it. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Powell's got 6.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
And Beverly kicks to Kennard. Inside, tipped away. And so it's the Portland Trailblazers holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. Back right after this. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
This is where the NBA's headed. I mean, multi-dimensional big men. That was just a beautiful pass.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got, Ivica Zubac is out there with Marcus Morris. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then it's Paul George. And it's man in at the 3, the small forward. And George gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. It's stolen by Morris. Now the Clippers moving it up. Outside for Jackson from downtown. Goes back up. Outside, George trains the three-pointer.
And I love the floor spacing George gives you. His range seems to extend a little every year.
Lillard outside. Poke loose. Stolen by Jackson. Passes to George. About a minute played here in the fourth quarter. Takes it from 10. Jump shot is good. George has got 5 points now this quarter.
And the mid-range jumper really right in George's comfort zone. When he isn't blowing by guys and finishing at the rim, he's knocking that one down with consistency.
Pass to Hollis Jefferson. Nurkic with it. Lillard outside. 6 on the shot clock. And he uses the glass on the layup. And the Trailblazers lead by 5.
But you can't give any lane to the basket. Once Lillard sees it, he jumps all over it.
Here's George, and it's George finishing it off.
Vital basket there. This is just the time and really just the situation when he looks to take over.
Now here's Lillard. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Can't hit from in close.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
For the Trailblazers, Robert Covington's checked in for Cantor. McCollum comes in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for Lillard. Stolen by McCollum. And now Portland on the break. Covington with the ball. And it's Hollis Jefferson with the jam.
And terrific floor awareness. I mean, it's obvious Covington has a great feel for when his teammates are wide open.
Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. And George, here we go. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. The throw good, Paul George.
And, you know, you go back to that horrific leg injury in Vegas back in 2014, and
Paul George hasn't just made it back to the NBA. He's come back a better player.
Carmelo Anthony, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. Lillard comes in for Anthony Simons. Here is Lillard, steps back and shoots. And the rejection by Cousins. Oturu, the pass to George. Outside Jackson, and Leonard has it in the corner. Pass to Oturu. Just 5 to shoot. Jackson dishes to George. Bucket is good. George has got 13 points here in the second half alone.
And guys, George takes pride in hitting big shots. Just get him the ball and let him do his thing.
Lillard finds Nurkic. Outside Anthony. Trailblazers moving the ball around. And oh, here we go with Leonard. Nobody back. Over Anthony. And there's the pass to George. Pass to Oturu. On the wing, Jackson. The dish to Leonard. Ball's knocked loose. Fast break. Here we go. Here's Lillard. Some solid defense there from Jackson. Los Angeles has gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. From deep, George. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Takes it out to Covington. Pass to Lillard. Back to Covington. Got it.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
That's why they put the ball in his hands. They know they can count on him to make crucial shots.
George passes to Cousins. A 3 from Leonard. Rebounded by Covington. This is a huge possession.
And this is where all the hard work pays off. You have to be able to execute under pressure.
And the Trailblazers making a change here. Jones is checked in. Zubac is checked in for Los Angeles. Marcus Morris comes in for DeMarcus Cousins. Guys, they're not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. Now's the time to burn some clock.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Lillard dishes to Covington. Yes!
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
And it's not about running up to score. It's about closing the door on any kind of comeback.
And I love the way he uses his size there to make sure he gets that board.
Back to Jones. And so it's Portland winning this one. They didn't make. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it.